Hey everybody, another video. I'm just going to use this one to go over the three main things that nearly everybody does that keeps them in the poor mindset. So, a lot of people think that when you've got a lot of money, you'll be happy. It's the same as the saying goes, money doesn't buy happiness. You get people that comment things like, have you ever seen an unhappy person in a Lamborghini? And you know what? You probably haven't seen an unhappy person driving a Lamborghini. But when they get home and really think about things, a lot of them have a lot of problems that, people don't like talking about. So if there is anybody in that position, obviously speak to someone. There's people out there that are there to help. If anyone, is feeling that way, drop me a message. But yeah, the three main things I found that really got me stuck when I was first getting into business around 6 or 7 years ago. I'm just going to go over them now. If you try and follow these steps, try and change these things, it's not obviously going to make you a millionaire overnight, but it is really going to fire you in the right direction. So, the main thing that everybody does in a 9 to 5 job is trade their time for money. Time is our greatest asset. Money can be earned, money can be made pretty much wherever, whenever. We've all got the same 24 hours in a day. You've got people like Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, Bill Gates. They haven't got any more time than us. They've all got 24 hours, and you look at what they've grown. So a lot of people, especially myself included in this, around about 5 years ago, I used to spend a hell of a lot of time on Facebook, Instagram, just scrolling through videos, sat there on my computer, wasting time, and it's time you're never going to get back. So I'd like to make these videos to try and give people, value for their time. I don't charge for these videos because money isn't, at the moment, money isn't really something that's a necessity to me. But, I make these videos to try and help people that were in the same position as me around about 6 years ago. So, a few things that I do to stop myself from wasting time is when I wake up in the morning, I don't look at my phone for the first 30 minutes. So, when people wake up, a lot of people, especially when they're still in bed, the first thing they'll do is they'll pick their phone up, they'll look on Instagram, they'll look on Facebook, and before you know it, it's half an hour's passed. You have to rush out of bed because you've set your alarm an hour before you need to leave. You've wasted half an hour to 40 minutes sat on your phone. You're up, you're rushing around, and your day's ruined. No matter what anybody says, you can walk out your house with a positive attitude, but you've rushed around, you've not left the house properly, you've probably not have time for breakfast or a morning drink, and it really does set your day up to be pretty low. So that's something that I've found. I don't touch my phone for the first 30 to 45 minutes. I get up, I have a shower, I make the bed, I go downstairs, I have breakfast, and 9 times out of 10, that's normally how my day goes, which gives me, a nice positive start. So that's one thing that everybody can try and start doing. I also turn my phone off for around 2 to 3 hours a day. A lot of people that know me personally will know this because, I am quite hard to get hold of sometimes. So I turn my phone off, or if I don't turn it off, I'll put it somewhere well out of the way that I can't get hold of it, because even though I'm in the mindset I can still get dragged into, things like Instagram. You watch a video, there's trending videos, and before you know it, you've wasted 2 to 3 hours of your time. So try and limit your time on Instagram and social media to around about an hour a day, unless you're using it for work purposes. So if you've got Facebook pages, obviously don't include that into it, but personal stuff. If you're on Facebook profiles, if you're on Instagram profiles, if you're looking through photos, try and limit that to around about an hour a day, and in that way, you kind of stop yourself from hitting a big long list of how many hours you've wasted in the day. Choose your friends very wisely. So you'll hear a lot of people say, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. Dan Penner is a very good motivational speaker, and it's a very big thing for him. If you put 6 people in a room and you're the 7th, and the 6 people are losers, 9 times out of 10 you are going to be the 7th loser. A lot of people don't have a mindset to be successful. A lot of people want to, get a job, go to work, go home. That isn't a problem. If that's how they want to live their life, that's fine. But 9 times out of 10, if you're watching videos like this, you want to be different. You want to be free to do what you want to do. You want to travel. You want to have passive income, and you want to be able to play with time. There's a lot of people that can't do that. So just make sure that you surround yourself or watch videos from 5 people that you want to model yourself on. A lot of people say you need a mentor, you 100% need a mentor. Without a mentor, you're not going to succeed. I've never had a mentor. I've been to various training courses, I've been to various motivational speaking events, and they have helped me, but I've never spent, big numbers on a mentor. You can pay up to £70,000 for some people, and some people probably are worth £70,000, but I just find that, I can motivate myself. If I'm ever feeling demotivated, there's certain things I do which I'll go on to in another video to help motivation. But yeah, there's definitely ways to keep motivated, but your friends is a massive thing. So if you're with friends that are, constantly going out partying, that's fine if that's what you want to do, but you aren't going to get anywhere at that point in your life if that's what you want to do. If that's what your friends want to do, then I advise you probably either distance yourself from your friends or change your friend group, or only see them on certain days. So work in the week, see them on the weekend. Me personally, I work Monday to Saturday. I get up about 6 a.m. I start work at about 7, and 9 times out of 10 I don't finish till around about 10, 11 o'clock. I try and get 7 hours of sleep a day, which again is, ideally you need 7 hours of sleep to make sure that you get everything done that you need to do, and make sure that you are productive the next day. Anything less than 7 hours, they say that's not great. So just make sure, again, sleep increases productivity. Don't get too much sleep, because obviously then you can become lazy. I'd say around about 7, 8 hours maximum is where you want to be aiming. So the final thing that's keeping people poor is a lot of people buy things that they can't afford to impress people that they don't even like. So you'd have seen that motivational quote probably somewhere on your Facebook. If you've been searching Google for motivation, that's one of the big ones. So a lot of people will go out, they'll go and buy a brand new Range Rover that's £800 a month. They either only just about earn enough now, so they've been promoted. They'll go and buy a new Range Rover to impress Steve over the road. They don't really like him, they just want to be better than him. And that is where a lot of people end up staying poor, because they're liabilities, not assets, which is another reason why I don't own a house, I rent a house. Because because I don't have a job, I own my own companies. If an opportunity arises where I need to move somewhere else, I can move out of this house, within, worst case, if you're renting, you can either do a 6 or 12 month lease. I think I'm 5 months into a 12-month lease, but we can extend at the end of the 12 months if need be. But if anything does come up, I can pretty much up and leave. I can pay the rent and this can sit dormant. If something major comes up that I need to move for. Whereas if I own a house and I don't have any money and all my money's tied up there, I've got to sell the house. I've got to conduct viewings if I don't have an estate agent that can do it. There's a lot of estate agents now where they'll expect you to conduct the viewings unless you're paying for an all-inclusive service. And I can't move anywhere because 9 times out of 10, 90% of people that own a house that they live in, their money is tied up in their house, especially if it's people that just live day to day. And that's the problem with this world that we live in now. A lot of people do live payday to payday. So I've got a services business, and there's a lot of people that won't book jobs in until after, say, the 25th, because that's when payday is. And it's unfortunate because when people get promotions and they earn more money, they live to their means. So as an example, they've got a 59 plate Range Rover that's not a problem, but then they get a £5,000 a year pay rise and they think, now I can afford a Range Rover. But you can't afford the Range Rover because you were only just about affording your bills before. So just make sure, before you make any purchases, make sure you either need them, you can either afford them, or you can pay for them 5 times over. That's one of my mottos. I don't buy anything that I can't afford to pay for 5 times over. So if I go out, for example, and buy, use an example, a MacBook, if I don't have enough money in the bank or on me to pay for I'd class computer as an asset because it can be used to earn money, but if I don't have enough money to buy that asset 5 times over, I won't purchase it. So that's a very good system to live by. Obviously, if you're a little bit younger, small ticket products doesn't really matter, but I'd say anything over say £600. If you can't afford to buy it 5 times over, then you can't afford it. But yeah, this was 3 tips on how to, 3 tips on why people stay poor. If anyone's got any questions, drop them below. Drop me a like and subscribe, and yeah, I'll catch you on the next video.